meeting. And actually, he didn't know I was going to do this, but we were going to start it with the last guy that I just talked to, which is Mr. Jonathan Marshall. Anytime we have a meeting and there's some new coaches that are plugging in, man, I like them to get the chance to introduce themselves to the family, just say who they are, where they're from, what they do, what they're excited about, and all that kind of stuff. So Jonathan just came on board within the last couple, 2-3 weeks. This homeboy, how many competitions have you done so far?
I just did one in state, and then I did one national.
Okay, and you're prepping for another right now? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yeah, I think it's November 8th, so I think it's like 12 weeks or something.
Got it. 12 weeks from now?
Yeah.
You're not in a very hard prep right now, because I know that, like, from one of your most recent posts, you're like, I'm helping a client and drinking a beer. So if you're helping a client and drinking a beer, that's not serious prep. You might have the genetics for it. I could never pull that off. That's for sure.
I bought a box of Honey Nut Cheerios last night, and I just finished it tonight. So
I'm jealous. I'm very, very. If I could pull that crap, I look at a box of Honey Nut Cheerios and I gain 5 pounds. It's ridiculous. And in the meantime, Vanessa is just sitting here eating on some PB. Yeah, that's definitely going down. But anyways, man, say who you're from, who you are, where you're from, what do you do, and who introduced you to the team, what you're excited about, all that kind of fun stuff, brother.
Yeah, well, I got Derek was the one who told me about you and everything. He said that he knew this guy that basically does online coaching, and he asked me if I was interested, and I said, well, heck yeah, So because I obviously wasn't making as a trainer, I was doing okay. I was bringing like $600 a week in take home, but that's not going to support a family.
Right.
So So now I got a new job, which was starting to drive semi trucks, and I definitely didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. So, now I'm doing a lot of online training, like everybody else is here, and it's going really, really well. And I never knew how to, find a system and put it together. So I'm kind of glad that, that you got really fat, lost all that weight, and kind of stumbled out by accident, and now you're freaking rock star, man. So
totally.
I'm glad someone smarter than me figured that out.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, I know you're going to be a huge impact player on the team. How many clients are you working with right now? I know they're coming on like gangbusters. How many do you already have?
I think I got like 10 or 11, to be honest. Because it took me a little bit how to figure it out, and so this last month I figured it out, and honestly I only got I think I got 8 in this last month. So it just depends on the different posts that you post, like which one is really attracting people. The type of posts is what really makes it. That's what I found.
Always. And you play it by feel. You put up a post, you see if it gets a good response. If so, you put up more posts like that. If you put up a post and it's a dud, no big deal. You don't put up a post like that, and you go back to what's working for you. So
yeah, I slammed 6 of them in the beginning of July. So
nice.
I mean, to be
nice.
So, of course, it's like 1 week. So
well, welcome to the team, my friend. I'm excited about seeing things to come. No doubt, you're probably going to have a huge niche, not only in clients, but I know you're very well connected in bringing on coaches.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like once you make your first few profit checks, man, and you're able to show that to your other friends, forget about it. Your coaching team's going to blow up big time, and it's going to be good. So
thank you for the welcome. I'm excited.
You bet, man. You bet. Let me circle back to Giovanni real quick. He is not new to the team, but he is new to being able to be plugging into the weekly meetings. He had a night class. He's in college, and he had a night class on Thursday. So this is actually his first chance getting an opportunity to plug in with the family. So Giovanni, can you hear me? And if so, unmute yourself, buddy. Unless he's multi.
Hello.
Hey,
can you hear me?
Man? Yes, sir. Certainly can.
How's everybody?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How about you?
Doing well. Glad to finally be here with everybody.
Well, do me a few things. Say who you are, where you're from, what you do, and how old you are. I'm going to have you throw the age deal in there, man, because I'm excited about you being the youngest member on the team.
Okay, so my name is Giovanni Centeno, and I am from Amarillo, Texas, and I'm 19 years old. And I'm currently going to school for business, marketing specifically, and fitness has always been a part of my life ever since I started working out in 7th grade for football. just seeing the weights and working out with teammates that just inspired me to better myself every day.
Sure.
And that's what I want to do with this. I want to help others as well, change their lifestyle, give them some motivation, just let them know that the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Now, who introduced you to the team?
Anthony.
Yes, sir. So you're a mover.
Boss man Anthony.
You're a mover and shaker on the Anthony team, yeah?
Yes, sir. Love me some Anthony.
That's good stuff. Giovanni was actually going to attend the H2G pull together that we did in June, I believe it was, and he had some life stuff come up and wasn't able to make it. But Giovanni, don't let that dishearten, my friend. We have another trip that's coming up that we're actually announcing tonight. Like, I almost wish that it was like the end of the meeting already so that we can announce this, because one of y'all are going to be excited. So you're going to get a chance to come to the next pull together, man. I'm sure we'll do a pull together before the one that we're going to announce, but the one that we're going to announce, y'all are going to be uber excited and it's going to be good. So I appreciate you introducing yourself, man, and welcome to the family.
Thank you. Thank you.
You bet. We got one more introduction, and then we'll get into the meat and taters of this deal. We got Erin Lemire on here tonight, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I wish a sweetie could have been on here too, but no big deal. She's working, she's doing her thing, but Erin was a client of mine for a while. I had the privilege of prepping him for one show or two. Definitely one. Was it one? I prepped him for one of his shows. I've prepped his in the future wife for one of her shows, kind of a deal. He did incredibly well. He's done shows since then, taking the knowledge that he's learned, and he just got back in touch. Homeboy has a big heart. He wants to help people. Him and his girl are doing this thing together, and they're going to absolutely rock it. And I'm excited about it. So, Erin, who are you? Where are you from? What you excited about? All that kind of stuff, dude.
Hi, guys. I'm nice to meet all of you. For one thing, it's just definitely a blessing that I was able to connect with Vince. And that was in last year, January of last year. Of course, I was broke up at the time, but I was still in need of getting fit. I was at 189 pounds. I dropped down to 160. I ended up competing at 161 for my first show, pulled second place in three different events. Of course, I met Vince through Amanda, which is my girlfriend, my fiance. And I'm 44 years old. She's 40 years old. And we are as fit as can be. Thank you to Vince, which has definitely has shined a light in my direction as far as understanding fitness, understanding nutrition, and allowing me to complete my goals. So, of course, I've kind of went up and down. With something that I've learned listening to the videos just recently is that I didn't realize that the rebound that was to come after a prep, when you eat so much and you background, you know, to reset my metabolism was it took a plan, which I didn't know, and I'm anxious to do this, is to take my nutrition and work my way back up to where I can eat a full meal and not gain all this weight back. Right. And I am just like totally thrown over. I'm anxious and ecstatic about getting busy. Amanda is in the Body Works, of course, and she is going places that she wished that she had been many years ago, and she has
competing for a while. Is that right? How many? Like, you've lost count probably on how many competitions she's done. Yeah. Yeah,
she's done at least. I'm going to say at least 8, maybe 10 competitions, something like that, within the last 5 years. Gotcha. So, and of course, she wants to go down lower 48. We're looking forward to just coming down, seeing you guys, seeing that picture with all you guys on it. That makes me jealous.
Good stuff. Well, welcome to the team, man. And I'm really excited about everything that you're saying, because it's letting me know you're paying attention to the courses, like, big time. And that's good stuff. I'm looking forward to y'all wrapping up the 7 courses, getting a chance to connect with y'all, get your trainer profile set up, and then cutting you loose on social media, man, and let y'all help a bunch of people and do your thing. It's going to be good. So with all that, guys, we will launch into this deal. New members, welcome to the team. This isn't going to be a lengthy meeting tonight. I got a few people that I'm going to have chime in and talk. Some of them know that they're speaking. Some of them don't know that they're speaking, which I'm more excited about that. I like putting people on the spot because once upon a time I used to have people do that to me and they're like, what do I say? And they just say, speak from the heart. And I'd be like, thanks, appreciate it, kind of a deal. But tonight is going to be more on branding yourself, building your business, and expanding the stuff, right? Normally what we are going to be doing on Thursday nights is we will have teaching points on nutrition. We will have new teaching points on actually working with your clients, which I might tie some of that stuff in tonight. The whole actual, once you have your marketing working for you and you have your clients in place, ways to work with your clients so that you're not just bringing them on, but you're retaining them. I might shine some light into that. But tonight's focus is going to be more on bringing them on, right? Because you can teach people how to get results all day long. If you have nobody to work with to help get them results, it doesn't matter. The amount of trainers that have 2, 3, 4 certifications that don't have a book of clients to go with it, therefore, i.e. they're broke trainers, they're a dime a dozen, right? Just because you have all of the head knowledge to help somebody, if you don't have anybody to help, it doesn't matter. And so what we'll kind of get into, and again, we got some speakers that I'm going to have chime in here, and I'm actually really excited about it. We're just going to talk about branding yourself and putting your message out there, you know. Jonathan already kind of touched on it. He is learning what type of messages or posts to put up that gain traction, and he's learning which ones don't, you know what I mean? Because just because you are putting up posts all day long on social media doesn't mean you're going to gain any traction out of it. You have to learn how to be effective with the posts that you're putting to attract your market, because this is about helping people. This is about putting a message out there, branding yourself, letting people know that you're an expert in your field, giving them incentive to want to reach out to you, to put you in a position that you are able to help them. So how do you build a brand? And that is something that you guys really, truly need to understand, is that you are building a brand. Tommy, Aaron, Rochelle, Timothy, Jardine, Chris, Anthony, Vanessa, I can go down the entire list. You are becoming a brand, right? You're trying to make yourself a household name. And the eyes of your followers and the eyes of your friends and the eyes of the people that are on your social media outlets that are following you, you are trying to brand yourself in a manner that anytime that somebody that's following you thinks about fitness, fat loss, getting in shape, achieving fitness results, you always need to be the first name that comes to their mind. And the only way that you do that is by becoming a brand, putting a message out there, and putting an effective message out there that makes people want to respond to it. And it's a very simple thing to do. And I've covered this stuff in the courses, but it's good to recap just to kind of go over some, recovering of information, but it's also equally effective to show some success stories of people who are actually doing this and getting results. And you get to look at the goal from a different angle, from a different perspective, from a different personality, right? Because some of y'all relate to me, some of y'all don't, because I have a certain style. And this is what you guys need to understand. It's okay to have your own style. Not all of you are going to be able to brand yourself the way that I brand myself. I have certain strengths in my personality traits. I have a lot of weakness in my personality traits. All of you have certain strengths in your personality traits. All of you have weaknesses. So you're going to figure out things that you can, like, for instance, somebody that's bringing on clients right now, left and right, is a gentleman that's on here that just now started promoting himself because he went through his 90-day transformation, Tommy Arnold. And if you watch a video of Tommy's and a video of mine, we have completely different speaking styles. We have completely different temperaments. We have completely different energies. However, he is bringing on clients effortlessly right now, and so am I. So it's okay to be you. In building a brand, it's not you're trying to build your brand the way that I build my brand, in the sense of your energy, your communication style, the way you put yourself out there. The way that you build your brand is you just put whatever your message, temperament, characteristics, personality trait is in front of people enough, and you're singing your song enough that eventually people will start singing your song with you. And some of y'all get frustrated because you're like, I put up a post and I didn't get any clients. And I'll go, say that again? I put up a post and I didn't get any clients. One more time, just to clarify, I need to make sure. I put up one post and I didn't get any clients. If Coca-Cola would have only ever aired one commercial and they didn't get any customers from that, of people wanting to have Coca-Cola products, would they have the right to be upset about that? The answer is no. Back when TV was still an effective outlet to brand yourself, right? Before the internet, before Facebook, before MySpace, before all this kind of stuff, before Netflix and things like that, and all these other things that you can watch movies on, what did people stay plugged into all the time? The boob tube. And companies that wanted to brand themselves, what did they take advantage of? Commercials. Why? Because you'd watch television for 10 minutes and then you take a 6 to 7 minute break. And whoever was putting up their message in front of people in that 6 to 7 minute break is who was dominating your mind. So in between every commercial break, would you always see a Coca-Cola commercial? And what happened? People buy soda left and right. And so you have to be able to understand that to build your brand, you can't try to hit a freaking grand slam with your first post, and if you don't, you feel that you failed. That's not the case. People are just getting a taste for you. There's network marketing companies all over the places, and your friends, family, and loved ones are joining them all the time. And what happens on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and LinkedIn? People start putting up posts about Body by V, about Beachbody, about Advocare, about Amway, about Isagenix, about Prove It. And what normally happens is people are overly excited about what they got their hands on for 1 to 3 months, high energy, really excited. And then what happens? They fizzle out, they stop posting, and people pretty much come to the conclusion that they were poking at it with a stick. Nobody wants to join someone that's poking at something with a stick. When you're building a brand, you have to put out your message consistently enough and long enough, and sing your song long enough until people eventually go, this person's the real deal. And not only are they singing this song of, I'm a fitness person and I know how to get in shape, I've seen what Anthony has done, putting himself through a 90-day transformation. They're soon to see what our homeboy on here, Matthew, has done, put himself through a 90-day transformation. Matthew, how many pounds have you lost in the last 90 days? If you can chime in, chime in. I'll give him 10 more seconds. He might be multitasking. It's okay. But the point is, they're singing this song, and during the course of it, can't talk. Don't worry about it, brother. No big deal. They start saying that your body actually is transforming. You're not just, because this is important, you can't just talk the talk. I'm a fitness person. I'm a fitness person. I'm a fitness person. I'm a fitness person. The number of overweight, obese personal trainers inside of gyms, which don't have a lot of clients, by the way, are a dime a dozen. But you're talking, I'm a fitness person, I'm a fitness person, I'm a fitness person, and you can show day 1 and day 90 transformation, and they can actually see that you've produced results with your own physical body. And now they're going, crap, they actually did it. And they're saying that they can help me do it. I want them to help me do it. And then once you get those first batches of clients that are coming on, and 90 days later, you can show your clients day 1 and day 90 transformation. And they're going, holy son of a gun. They didn't just do it with themselves. They've now done it with another. And it's a process of putting out your message enough and getting personal credibility and then earning others' credibility that you start getting success stories that people can no longer ignore you. And so my message to some of the beginning trainers is don't grow frustrated in the process of building your brand. Just build your brand. Coca-Cola or any other successful company didn't grow in a week, in a month, in 6 months. Now, granted, some people are going to strike gold right out of the gate, and that's great. Some of us, it will take time to get traction. Don't worry about it. As long as you're committed to singing your song, not quitting, you are diehard committed to your own personal physical transformation. You're going to get better from year to year. In 2012, I did a transformation. I looked okay. I spent a year of bulking. I did another transformation in 2014. I looked better. I did another transformation in 2015. I looked better than 2014. I did a transformation in 2016, and it was freaking lights out. Because I committed to 4 years of bettering myself, and I took people along the journey for me that now when I talk about fitness, people go, I might not want to look like Vincent because I don't want a bodybuilder look. I want more of a men's health, physique look. But I can't argue the fact this joker knows what the crap he's talking about, and I've watched him over the last 4 years put up or shut up. Summertime's coming and I feel fat. I'm reaching out to Vincent. It took me building my brand to earn that right. And on top of that, as clients started coming on board, I can actually show you my book of clients and transformation after I can show you Matthew, who's on here tonight. He's not able to talk, but you can see the results that he got while I worked with him. I can show you Aaron Lemire that's on here tonight, that I prepped him successfully for a bodybuilding competition. I can show you Vanessa that's on here tonight, that we've went through multiple transformations of flab to abs. I can show you Chris Tiemann, that I can't take credit for the majority. Look at that, boom. I can't take majority for 3/4 of his transformation because he did it on his own. I kind of came in at the end and gave him some finishing touches. But I can show that credibility. I could show, which I never would, some guidance that I gave to Tommy Arnold, right? Because Tommy came on as a coach under the understanding and agreement. I'm a coach that needs to go through a transformation first. So I would never go, hey, I was the one that kind of gave him some knowledge for it, because then people are going to want to work with me versus work for him. But I have sung my song long enough, and I can physically prove with myself and through others that my song produces results. And the message to you guys is, if you've been singing your song for 1 month and you haven't struck gold or hit track, keep going. It's okay. You're going to be on this earth for a long time. Just keep singing your song, keep producing results. And if you'll do those two things long enough, you're going to reach a point that people know you're the real deal. Because here's the tip. There's a lot of fitness personalities out there. There's a lot of network marketing companies that are out there. There's a lot of people in the fitness space that are saying that they can help. And all your friends, family, loved ones, friends, followers, and all this kind of crap, they don't know who the hell to listen to. But if you earn the right to say you should listen to me, why? Because I got freaking proof. They'll listen to you. So with that, that's enough of a preface. We'll start getting into some talkers, and we'll close this deal out. One person I want to circle back to, and Giovanni, if you are available, let me know. If you're not, no big deal, man. But the reason I'm excited about Giovanni is he came on board. He had a lot of stuff going on. He had school. He had life stuff hit. He wasn't able to plug into the meetings. He just, had a lot that he was juggling at one time, especially for a 19, I think he said he was 19-year-old kid. I don't mean to call you a kid, but homeboy, at 19 years old, you're still a kid. But he's managed to dial it back in over the last week or 2 weeks, and Homeboy's starting to bring on clients, which is super exciting to me. Giovanni, can you hear me? Can we hear you? Kind of a deal.
Hello?
I can hear you. How many clients have you brought on over the last week to 2 weeks, brother?
1 to 2. Just the second one is still on there.
Gotcha.
But I definitely have 1.
So their meal plan is kind of pending. Like y'all are kind of trying to set up a date for whenever you can get them set. And
Yes, we were supposed to set up today, but he messaged me saying about his budget, this and that.
Good deal. Right on. And what are the means that you're using as far as putting your message out there, man? Is this more face-to-face stuff, or are you using social media, or what are you doing?
Kind of a mixture of both. Like, people at the gym, they always see me, ask me for tips, and I always ask them to follow me on the social media, and I also tell them that I'm an online coach, as well as, social media, Facebook. I'm giving tips. In August, we're going to make some more YouTube videos, and hopefully those will be more informational on workout tips, as well as just branding myself, putting myself out there with YouTube as well.
Now, not meaning to have you brag on yourself, but to your peers, to your other 19-year-old friends, do most of your other 19-year-old friends have a similar physique to yours, or does yours kind of stand out? It's okay to brag. If you ever want to be cocky, now is your time to be cocky.
Yes, I agree with you on that. I stand out.
And if you...
But of course...
Go ahead.
But of course, if my friends ask me for advice, I'm always there to help them. It's like, hey, you can be like this. It just takes a little bit of work. All you have to do is work, and you can just achieve whatever you want.
Now, if you just started college, is that correct? When did you graduate?
2015.
Okay. And you're just now starting
my
college
first
classes. Now,
yes.
Wind back to 9th grade, which is 4 years ago, something like that.
Yes.
Did you look the way then that you look?
Absolutely not.
I've seen some of kind of your beginning pics. You were kind of you were a skinny little twig, weren't you?
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
So is it safe to say that you've invested the last 4 years of your life, you stayed committed to your fitness, and you've completely transformed your body?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
And now you're starting to promote yourself on social media. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You're doing YouTube videos.
Yes, sir.
Doing gym pics.
Absolutely.
And just
can't go without the gym selfie.
A positive fitness-focused message on social media. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Had some life stuff hit, but now it's kind of subsiding and you got a little bit more free time, and now you're pulling the trigger again on your marketing and you're bringing on clients.
Correct.
The purpose of all that, guys, is, again, if you'll commit, the most important transformation that you will ever focus on is your own. Always. Because credibility starts with you. I once heard a multimillionaire say, and I love it because he used broken English just to screw people up whenever he said it. And if y'all are taking notes, you can write this down. You can't teach what you ain't is. And that's as broken English as it gets. But the purpose of you can't teach what you ain't is you can't give something you don't got. You can't teach something that you aren't. You can't give something that you don't have. You don't have the right to tell people, I can help you get in shape, if you're not already, or if you're not in the process already of getting in shape, because that makes you a hypocrite. The most important transformation you'll ever work on is your own. Giovanni's been working on his own, and guaranteed of his friends that knew him back in 9th grade that are some now, his peers in college that are looking at him now, they're going, holy crap, Giovanni became a stud. You know what I mean? And if I got a fitness question, he's earned the right for me to come to him to ask him for help. And if you check out his Facebook profile and look at his posts, you'll see he's singing his song daily. He's putting out a message that's positive, that's encouraging, that's uplifting, and that's proving that he's producing results. And Giovanni, this is the reason I'm excited about you bringing on your first one, possibly two clients, is 90 days after them working with you. If you can show proof, if you get permission from them to use their before and after photos, and you can even tell them if they're not comfortable with it, you can black out their faces, right? You can put the little smiley face over it so people don't know who they are. You've already proven you can transform yourself. If you put in your arsenal success stories of people that you're personally working with, you're going to become bulletproof. Because when you show, again, the most important transformation you can work on is your own. But when you get yourself in shape, the naysayers, the pessimists can chalk it up to you got good genetics. That's one of those people that can eat whatever they want. They don't gain a pound, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they can get in shape, but they've probably always been thin and blah. That's cute. Get your butt in shape. You have. Bring on your first batch of clients and help them get in shape, which you're about to get the opportunity to do. And once you have your success story and now a new batch of success stories and you put that out on social media, it brings on a new batch, which gives you another opportunity to produce more success stories. And now you have more, put those together. It brings on another batch. It gives you another opportunity to produce more success stories, and you do, and you put that together, and it's a wash, rinse, repeat. And you'll, before you're 21 years old, you'll be earning a six-figure income, working as an online coach, debating about whether you should or should not finish college. I'm just saying, you'll put yourself in that position for sure. So I appreciate you, man, and I'm glad you're getting the chance to be able to plug in, and I appreciate your energy and your enthusiasm, dude, and I'm very, very, very excited to see what happens in your business over the next 3 months, not just because you're bringing on new clients. I'm excited to see what you do with the knowledge in your head to help those new clients and see the new success stories that produce. So good things are coming your way, brother. It's going to be good.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You bet, man.
I'm thankful to be a part of this team.
Well, the next trip that we're going on, which, again, we're going to save that to the end, you're going to be there, and it's going to be good. I got a speaker that I'm going to have.
Can't wait.
Didn't know that they were going to be talking, but I'm just really impressed by the content that this person puts out. And this ties into the whole building your brand, right? Whenever you're building a brand, you have to make yourself different than the rest. You have to figure out a way to individualize yourself. You have to figure out a way to stand out. You have to figure out a way to make people want to listen to you versus every other person that's just throwing a message out there. And that means you have to have content to put up. You can't just put up motivational crap, motivational crap, motivational crap, motivational crap, motivational crap. You're going to have a great day. I believe in you. You can do it. There has to be substance behind what you're saying. And anytime this person puts up a post, there is a tremendous amount of substance. And I had him talk on this already once. I'm going to have him talk on it again just to hit it home because it truly is important. This was not the focus of his talk last time that he talked, but it will be the focus of it this time. And again, I'm putting him on the spot. He didn't even know he was going to be doing this. Tommy Arnold, you are somebody that has figured out the video game, recording videos. And I've told each and every one of you this, regardless if you're an introvert or an extrovert, putting out videos, your two most effective types of posts that you can put out is a success story type post, a transformation picture that grabs people's attention, or a video, right? Because when you put out a video, they get a flavor for you. They get to hear your voice. They get to decide whether or not they believe you're sincere, whether or not they do or do not believe you're genuine, whether or not they do or do not believe that you care about them, whether or not you're just the used car salesman that sees a dollar sign above every single person's head or whether or not you're the real freaking deal, have a heart, and you're saying you want to do what it is that you want to do. And they get to determine, do you know what the hell you're talking about? Because when you cut the camera on, you're either lost in the sauce or you know your crap. And here's a tip. Whatever industry somebody decides to create income in, make money in, dominate in, make it their career choice, you better know what the crap you're talking about. You need to be a specialist. You need to be a professional. You need to be someone that knows your craft. That when any time somebody hits you with a question about your industry, in the beginning, you might have to do that whole, oh, I'll get back to you. But the goal is, it doesn't matter. The most ballsy thing that I've done to the date with videos is I did a live stream. And I said, hey, guys, for the next hour, I'm going to let you hit me. I normally charge people for this, but I'm going to let you hit me with any fitness question that you have. And it actually ended up going for 90 minutes. And for an hour and a half, I opened it up on open forum that on the spot, you can ask me any fitness question you want. It can be about cardio. It can be about how to train abs and get a six-pack. It can be about nutrition. It can be about, it doesn't matter. Open frickin' forum. And I'm live. This isn't pre-recorded. Give me your frickin' best shot. You know how much confidence it took to be able to say, you can hit me with any freaking fitness question that you have. And I've studied my crap enough over the last 4 years that I'm not going to have to give you a, I'll get back to you. I'll answer your crap. I'll be confident when I do it. And hit me with your best freaking shot. I label myself the fat killer. I said I'm an online coach. I told you I can help you get in shape. And bet me, Red Rider, hit me with your best freaking shot. I'll give you a freaking answer that's going to help you. You don't have to be aggressive like me, but you should have enough confidence that you've been studying your craft enough that no matter what your personality type, whether or not you're over the top, overbearing, and like I am, or whether or not you're soft-spoken and you hit somebody with a more analytical, blah, 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 soft approach, but you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'll answer your freaking question. You're an expert in your field, which means all of us, myself included, need to always constantly be furthering and continuing our education about fitness. And the only way that that happens is by studying fitness. For some of y'all might like books. I hate them. You put a frickin' kinesiology, you put some anatomy book in front of me, I'd rather set it on frickin' fire. But you might love reading that stuff. For me, I always go to YouTube. What I have found is some fitness personalities that I myself relate to, and I trust what they're saying because I see the results that they produce. They have credibility. And I just make it a habit of 1 to 2 videos a day. I listen to them. And if you listen to 1, 2, 3 videos a day, 1, 2, 3 videos a day, 1, 2, 3 videos a day times 365, you're listening to somewhere between 600 to 1,000 videos in a year on fitness-focused information. And guess what happens? All of a sudden, somebody hits you with a fitness question, and you're like, heard a video on that. Blah, you regurgitate. And you start becoming an expert. The reason I'm highlighting Tommy is I was whenever I highlighted this last time, and I'm still equally to this day because to be honest with you, it reminds me a lot of the stuff of whenever I was going through my transformation, content that I would put out. Where do you get your ideas for your videos, man? Because every video that you put out, you haven't put out one repetitive video. It's always original. It's always valid. It's always stuff that anybody that's struggling in fitness is actually wondering about and curious about. They've been through it, and you can tell that the reason you're putting that out there is because you yourself used to be there, which is the reason that it relates to people so much. And the reason I'm going to have you highlight on this is all of us are thinking right now about building our brand, putting out a message and being effective, but it's not just about throwing up on social media just stuff that, you know, throw mud on the wall and hope that it sticks, but how to put something out there that actually has value, that actually has real substance, that actually when somebody listens to it, they go, yeah, I've wondered about that before, and he just answered it. I've struggled with that before, and he let me know that whatever. You are a master, literally, at figuring out new topics and new ways to put out content. And I'm just curious, where are you brewing up most of your ideas because whatever it is, you've tapped into a gold mine. You truly have, because up until this point, everything that you hit is like, it's right on the freaking money, and anybody listening to it's going, yep, I got something from that. There's never a video that you put out that somebody could ever possibly walk away from and go, I don't see the value in that. That's huge, right? So what's your muse, right? What are you drawing this stuff from? Because I think people will benefit from it if they could tap into it too.
Well, I appreciate the compliments there. I'm glad you think they're that good. But it's, it's kind of like what you said. I do listen to the YouTube videos, figure out personalities that I relate to or that I like. You know, some you don't, some you do, and you just start following those. But as far as what topics or where do I get my topics, it's stuff that, we promote with H2G, so you got to talk about the fad diets and blah, 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 and the low carb. So, basically justifying what we promote by answering those questions. And then, like you said, I think about questions that I have had over the years, whether it be through my training or through fitness or nutrition for sure. And then I research it. Read articles on it, listen to different YouTube personalities about the same topic, see if they're the same or differing, and really just try to find the answer. And then usually I find the answer that seems most intuitively right to me, based on the way we're made. And that's the one I believe. That's just a feeling in my gut that I get. That's either bullcrap science or not.
Everything that you just said is what I wanted to pull out of you, and let me highlight it so that everyone listening actually gets the point. What you just said, and he didn't know he was talking, it's exactly what I freaking wanted him to say. Because I knew where he was getting this information from, or not where he was getting it from. The reason that he was putting it out the way that he was, and the reason that he's striking gold, is the same reason that I've got traction with my videos, because I do it the exact same way. Is it safe to say that you have a habit of studying fitness information and you just put it in?
Yeah, yeah.
And the word that he just said is what he intuitively feels. Instinctually. Because here's a tip. If you'll just put good in, good in, good in, good in, good in. Fitness stuff in, fitness stuff in, fitness stuff in. And then all of a sudden it's your time to put up a post, or you're not even thinking about putting up a post. But you're just taking a damn shower and all of a sudden inspiration hits you. I could talk about this. Because he's been feeding his brain, it's effortless to think of posts. Because he's been feeding his brain, it's effortless to figure out a way to think the way that a person that's struggling in fitness thinks, because it's always studying all the time. And it will just, I don't have a system to how I put up my posts. I'm instinctual. I play it by feel. It's intuitive. There's so many social media marketing courses that you can take out there. I've never taken one. And I know people that do for their network marketing companies, and they can't gain traction to save their damn lives. What I've always done is just studied the thing that I love and had a sincere desire to share what I love. And as long as that's your two intents, I want to study the thing that I love because I'm passionate about it, and I have a passion for sharing that with others. Whenever it comes time to put up a post, ish will just come to you. You won't have to try to figure out what should I, it will just freaking hit you. If you'll just study it and put it in, it will just come out. And whatever your personality type is, because again, similar topics that he hits on, I got like 350 videos on YouTube. You haven't hit a topic yet that I haven't hit, and we hit it from a different angle. But the very fact that you and I have thought about talking about that same thing, just because we fed the same crap to our minds, and it just intuitively comes to you.
Yeah.
If you want to get effective at building your brand, put good stuff in. If you think the secret to building your brand and bringing on clients and coaches is you got to be this big, largest life personality, charismatic, over the top. Tommy, would you say your speaking style is that?
Probably not, buddy.
But he just puts out a bit. I don't know how to teach play it by feel, but you got to play it by feel. And the way that you play it by feel is you just make a commitment. I don't care if it's 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day, or an hour a day. Jump your frickin' butt on YouTube and look at I'll let you know who the mentors are that I learned from over the last 4 years, and just put stuff in your head, and you will figure out very quickly, I didn't have anything to talk about, now I do. And it's weird whenever it first happens, because you're just studying stuff just to study stuff, and either somebody will hit you with a question, or you'll find a fitness meme that you think that you could add some content to, or you'll be ballsy enough to record a video on a topic that you think you could share, and all of a sudden you start talking and something comes out of your mouth that you didn't even mean to have it come out of your mouth, or it comes out of your head that you didn't even mean to write, but you listened to it or read it somewhere, and you went, holy freaking crap, that just came out of me. If you'll commit to putting good stuff in, good stuff will come out. If you want to take a note, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you plan on putting stuff on social media and branding yourself and putting out a message out there, and you're not putting good stuff in, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not working on studying your craft, you're hosed. That's the message that I wanted y'all to get from that. Tommy, I appreciate you, man. Big time. And your videos, I'm like, crap, I haven't thought of, it challenges me, which is the reason that I like it. I'm like, this is good stuff. This is really good.
Thanks, buddy.
2 more people to highlight and we're done, guys. We won't make it long-winded. I've hit this topic before, but it's very important. It's not just, and it kind of piggybacks on what we just talked about, it's not how much you post, it's what you post. And you can put up a post that has potential, and it can be a complete dud. Or you can put up a post that has potential, and it can just absolutely go, gain so much traction that it'll blow your darn mind. And the only determining factor on whether or not it's a dud or it gains traction isn't the post itself. It's what you say about the post itself is the determining factor in whether or not it gains traction. Somebody that learned this week was Mr. Chris Tiemann, and that's enough of a preface. I'll just let you take it from there, buddy.
Hey guys, sorry, I was doing a little multitasking. Basically, the topic that Vince was just talking about, somebody was asking me about pre-gyms, pre-workout, and I was just rattling off about how it didn't need the BCAAs in it, it doesn't need the creatine in it because you can do that yourself, and it doesn't need to be in a pre-workout. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So over the last few weeks, I've been making a habit of posting Transformation Tuesday pictures, and then just using those as bumping those as a tool to draw in clients. And I've been kind of experimenting with how I'm wording and phrasing things in these Transformation Tuesday pictures. And some of the things I have learned is, one of the big indicators for me, I guess I should start here, is I use the If It Fits Your Macros group as a really big indicator for me on kind of like market research, because I know those guys are super tough and they're going to be crazy hard on anything you post up. So I will put something in there to kind of test how it goes. And if they just don't pay attention to it or down it real heavy, then I know it's probably not going to fly with the general population. But some of the posts I put up, like I put up a picture of me comparing myself to me now. So 260 to 160. And kind of did a cool guy picture, a cool guy deal, like, how proud am I of myself? Look at what I've done. Because that's what a lot of those guys in that group do. And I think I got like 15 likes, 15 interactions, maybe like 4 or 5 comments. And follow it up the next week by throwing together this big conglomeration of a bunch of pictures, overweight, skinny, whatever, and put a kind of a little bit of a thing on there talking about how we feel now and how everything's better. And it had a little bit of heart, but it wasn't real good. And it got quite a few more interactions. And so when I put that one up, it got, in that group, 152 interactions in this group. And it wasn't bad, but it sounded really pitchy, salesman-y. So this last week, I put up another picture that was just myself and I talking about how, I lost weight for my daughter. I put a picture of myself on the day she was born. And a picture of myself from, like that day. And 252 interactions and like 25 comments and a bunch of friend requests and whatever else. And I put up a really good one this week that was going to get a bunch of good feedback, but then I got hacked and I can't bump any of my posts or interact with anything. So I'm locked out of my account. But that one's been getting really good interaction without me being able to bump it or anything. I think it's still already up to 50. And it's buried way down in their newsfeed. So long story short, what I've learned is I opened my heart up quite a bit. I talked about being there for my daughter, loving my daughter, being there to walk her down the aisle, being there to do all these things that I probably would not have been able to do, because this is 20 years from now at least. And at 260 pounds, 20 years is, I probably wouldn't have been all that healthy in 20 years. And now I will be. And I talked about doing it with her and, being able to tell this same thing to my grandchildren. And the response on these posts where I'm definitely opening up my heart, what changed is now I get messages from people who are fitness people, who will message me and be like, hey, dude, you're doing great, man. I love how real you are. I love how candid you are. I love how you open up and you share yourself. So one good indicator on whether or not your posts are hitting your people is whether or not you're getting messages from people who do not want to hire you at all. I get messages from people who will tell me about getting raped and how fitness has changed their life and how my positive message, they see it in their newsfeed and it makes them happy. I get people who tell me about recovering from 7 surgeries, and you would be amazed. People will send me pictures of them working out with their kid who I don't know them at all. And they just want me to know they went to the gym that day. So if you're resonating with your people and you're putting out the right kind of heart, you will know it, because your inbox will get messages, not just from people who want to hire you, but from people who just want to tell you they love you.
Appreciate you. Yep.
So at least that's what I've learned. Now, you'll also get a lot of people who want to hire you, but, that's good. You can't help people if they don't call you up and talk to you.
The thing I want y'all to get from that is this, and Chris, I appreciate it, is there is a lot of marketing courses and classes out there to teach you how to dominate social media and all this kind of stuff, and it's all spam tactics, and it's all cheesy, and it's surface level stuff, and all that kind of jazz. And the only thing that I can teach you guys, that I will always teach you guys, is just talk from the darn heart. And it's okay to get emotional. If you have kids, talk about your kids. If you used to be fat and now you're fit, this is how I coach every single person to post their very first transformation picture. Matthew, you and I will have this conversation again. Is if you were fat, now you're going to fit, and you're going through your 90-day transformation, you literally need to take 10 minutes to put your freaking phone down, turn the TV off, step away from your kids and wife, go into the bedroom, and think about, for 10 minutes, how it felt when you were fat. and how much it dorked with you and how much you hated it and how much whenever you're sitting down, you can feel the roll that's going over your freaking belt line. And all you wanted to do is, excuse me, this is just the way I think, just wanted to take a knife and cut it off. I'm like, oh, I hate this. How much you hated taking pictures from the neck up, never the neck down, because you hated the way you look from the neck down. How much, hey, let's go to the beach, lake, or pool. I don't want to go to the beach, lake, or pool because I feel fat. How much you need to revisit how uncomfortable, how embarrassing, how low your self-image, how all that stuff you felt when you were out of shape. Because we all feel it, and everybody that's listening to you feels it too. And you need to be able to talk about what it was that made you make the decision to change it. And then you need to talk about how you feel now. What do you feel like when you walk into a crowd? What's your self-image and self-confidence like now? How good does it feel to wake up in the morning and go, hey, and you're freaking standing in front of the mirror, ad pic, Facebook, you know what I mean? And it's just like, what up, baby? It's stuff like that people relate to, guys. And, that's a little bit different from what Chris is saying. Chris tapped into heartstrings, and this is a strength that he has that some of y'all might not have. He has a kid. And what he's talking about is his why, because I read his post behind what he's doing, is he wanted to be there for his kid and have enough energy to play with them and stuff like that. And any parent that reads his post is going to go, crap, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, I'm out of shape, I have kids, I don't want to check out early. I am tired whenever they want to play. I want to play with them too, and they relate with that. But you can hit it from the same angle of, I know what it felt like to be out of shape. Now I know what it feels like to be in shape. Here's the difference between the two. But you need to speak from the heart. You can post up a transformation pic and go, I use this wrap, and look, after 90 days of using 15 wraps a month, blah, blah, blah. And people read that crap and they go, you suck. You know what I mean? Or, hey, here's a transformation pic, and all I did was take this pill and blah, blah. There's no freaking heart behind it. It's all BS. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a bunch of junk. But if you'll get out of a marketing mentality and just get out of how do I feel in my heart and figure out a way to convey that to people, people will flock to you. And I love what Chris said. A good indicator to know if you're talking from the heart is you'll have people that will reach out to you that don't even care about your services. They just want to let you know, I respect what you're doing. I appreciate it. You're actually real. That's how you know you're doing it from the right place. Is it in your mind or is it in your heart? When you start receiving messages like that, because Chris, I received the exact same messages. Crystal, she can say the exact same thing. She receives messages all the time with people that just go, I appreciate you. You encourage the snot out of me. They're not inquiring about her service. They're just uplifted by what she says. That's how you know that you're hitting it from the right angle, right? Aaron, what are you doing? I guess we should all smile. First of all, everybody all smile for Aaron's picture.
All right, I'll retake that.
Don't look too cheesy.
Amanda wants to
everyone stay smiling because I'm taking one on mine. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Right on, you guys. Hey, man.
Smile.
Dude, Amanda is a super person, and I'll tell you what, there's one of a person that has got more inspiration and more heart than anybody that I know other than Vince, and I'm sure you guys have all the same heart because you're on the same path that everybody else, that we're all on. Friend Amanda, she is super cool. She has got the shit. She's got the heart, and she is there. I was sending her a picture of all of us, showing her what we're doing. And you know what? I don't want to do anything else but be around her. And, she's my inspiration. She's what got me here. I love where I ended up, and when I came out of high school, it was probably about 10 years later, I gained a lot of weight, and I ain't never looked like that until I met Vince. We killed the fat, bro. We did. Bro. and it made me happy. So no, I just kind of like if you guys connect with Amanda, absolutely be her friend. She's very inspirational herself, and I think you guys got some good values. Chris Tiemann and Tommy, thank you very much. You know what? I'm definitely going to be taking a look in you guys' direction and kind of like keeping an eye on all of this information, because it's probably one of my short traits. But I've got this energy that everybody wants to tap into, but I don't know how to expel it. And that's just kind of like, and that's where we're at. I am right at this point where everybody's asking me all these questions. People want to get tapped in, and I just need to hook them. And you guys are
you're in the right place.
I think it's pretty obvious. You just need to start talking to a camera.
Yep. Yeah.
You obviously like to talk.
Your strength. No, seriously, your strength will be video. Your strength will be video. Seriously.
Just start talking.
Just cut the camera on and let it roll, brother. Let it rip. Rip it from the frame, and it'll be good.
So, Vince, do you want to do a tech talking point? Tommy asked about bumping posts.
Let's do one more talk. Let's save the bumping post one, or we can record like we can record a video that we'll post up in the group for that, just because I do want to end it on 2 notes. And I don't want this to go too long-winded, but we will, we'll get to the bumping post thing, and we can put that in the all-star group, and I think that'll be fine. Is that cool?
The coaching group, yeah.
Yeah, coaching.
If you want to hit on it real briefly right now, go for it, man. I mean, while it's fresh, if you feel that you can cover it in 5 minutes, hit it.
Yeah, I can cover it in shorter than 5 minutes. So, but anybody who's ever done anything in any kind of Craigslist, posting in sales groups or anything is familiar with the term bumping posts. They may not know how to do it, but they're familiar with it. And what that basically means is, as people are interacting in your group, your post is doing this. And then it gets to about right here, and nobody cares anymore. It's gone forever. It's just gone. Because anything that's up here is getting liked and interacted with and kept up at the top like this. So once it gets out, it's done. Maybe somebody will catch it and resurrect it. Maybe they won't. But you can bump it yourself. And when you bump it yourself, you kick it back up in the mix, and here we are going again for a couple more hours, and then it's gone. And then you bump it up again, and it's going back through. Some places will let you do it a lot. Some places, if you do it, it'll make them mad, and they'll ban you out of their group like that. So just you have to kind of gauge it and decide what your style is and what you want to do. But the way I do it, and I use an iPad, a phone, and a computer and whatever if I'm doing it, just because it makes my life simple. And the reason why is I put posts in like 80 or 90 groups. As many groups as I can come up with to put it in, it's in that group. And they'll go through and delete my posts. They'll ban me out of the groups. I'll find some other groups. The ones that keep me are cool, whatever. It's just the way it's going to be. But to turn around and bump 80 posts in 80 groups is awful. To do that 4 times a day, that's your job if you're doing that. But if you go on your page and you go to your post and go down to it, it'll say likes, comments, and shares. It'll give a number of shares. But it doesn't do it on here. Well, it shows it, but you can't click on it. That's Android. On iPad, it doesn't do it either. You can't click on it. But on your computer, on your desktop, you can. And when you click it up, it'll pop up a window, and it'll show everybody who's ever shared your post and where it got shared to. And if it's something that was allowed to go into the group, because some places you'll share and they'll just never approve it and it just hangs out there in limbo for the rest of your life. You got 50 posts waiting to post into this group. And but if it has been and you have a place, there'll be a little comment window, and you can see every comment that's been done to it, all the likes, the people who have commented, and all you do is just go there and write bump and enter is what the old school way of doing it was. Now what I do is I put a period, enter, if comments a period, then I just delete the comment. Because if you don't delete it, and the admin of the group sees 20 periods, they're going to know you're bumping all day, and it's going to make them mad. They don't want you doing it. So I add a period, comment, delete it. And just go down the list. Period, comment, delete. Period, comment, delete. And I'll hit 20 of them, maximum. If you do any more than 20, Facebook's going to put you in a timeout for about 15 minutes. And they'll put you in that timeout, and you won't be able to post it. You won't be able to comment anything in a group for 15 minutes. And then it'll let you back off timeout, and you can go again. So there's no point in doing it. Just when you're doing some posts, go, okay, I'm going to bump, do my posts. Oh, yeah, that's right. I've commented to some people. I forgot about that. Go back over, bump, 20 more of them, 15 of them, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Just get it done. Do that a few times a day, and you'll get 200 some odd interactions. You'll get on your page. I will literally get reached out to on a Transformation Tuesday, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I will have about, if I post in garage sale groups, about 50 or 60 people reach out to me. Now, they're not all going to hire me. Most of them don't. They know they don't have any money, but it's still people who are interested, and I can add them as friends. I can talk to them. I can figure out who's going to come out of that, and you get meal plans out of it.
Got it.
Sweet. Thanks, brother.
Chris, I appreciate that. And I'm very glad that this has been recorded because this will be uploaded to YouTube. And that's the cool thing about Zoom is we can actually upload this stuff to YouTube. So this stuff will be archived from here on out and people will have access to it, which is good. We got one more speaker and we'll close this deal out. What time is it? Just to know how late we're going. We're doing good. This is good. We got 15 minutes left and we got one speaker left. So awesome stuff. We got a winner butt kicker champion on the team that has been gaining some traction, bringing on board some clients, and it is providing some pretty awesome options and freedoms in her life. And I want her to talk about them, and she can hit it from two angles. This week, she's brought on 7 clients, and that's cool. And that's awesome, and that's neat, and that's jamming, and it's good. What if you brought on 7 clients a week for 4 weeks? That's 28 clients. For most of you, 28 clients means you don't got to go to work anymore. So you literally can take a month, and if you nail your marketing right, this whole going full-time as an online coach truly can be a short-term, not a long-term goal, which is pretty singing jamming. So I can have her talk from an angle of what she's doing to gain traction, and I can preface it with focus on your strengths. All of you have a story, and your story relates to certain people. And if your story isn't my story, don't try to put your story towards the people that my story relates to. Here's my point. The person that's about to talk, she's a mother of 2. Guess what I am not? I'm not a mother of 2. Guess who I'm not trying to talk to? A mother of 2. How do I relate to a mother of 2 if I'm not a mother to 2? Now, granted, I can show success stories that I've helped mothers of 2, but it's a much different story of here's my Prego pic, and here's me kicking it with abs, homie. If I did it, you can do it too. I'm a freaking Billy B.A. mom, and you can be a Billy B.A. mom too, and I'll help you, right? That story is going to gain more traction than mine, period. Some of you, like a Giovanni, is 19 years old, and he can go, I was a skinny 14-year-old, and now I'm a fit 19-year-old. That's going to catch with his peers. Some of us are in our 40s. Some of us are in our 50s. Some of us are pushing 60. But if you're working on your fitness goals and you're getting in shape, that's where you're going to gain your traction. Johnny wasn't able to make it tonight, which sucks. But, he thought that was a weakness of his. I'm 51 years old. And I'm like, Johnny, do you know how many 51-year-olds want to look like you? Because 99.999% of all 51-year-old males look like a bag of fill in the blank, and you look amazing. Do you know how strong and powerful that is to incentivize other 51-year-old males to reach out to you? Are you kidding me? Because they want to, they just don't believe that they can. But so my point is, you focus on your strengths, and one of the things that I want her to talk about is how she's done that, right? Because she sees what the other coaches are doing. She knows what she was doing, and she said this to me in a message. I decided to just start focusing on fill in the blank, and she'll fill in the blank, and she's gaining a lot of traction from it, and the proof is 7 clients in 1 week, which is amazing. But the other thing that I'll have her expand on that is I don't know how many clients she has now. I'll have her quote that, but she does have her freedom. She does make enough money through this opportunity that without her husband's income, she pays the bills. That's a pretty big swinging stick in your home, kind of a deal. And if Homeboy is not careful, 1 more month, she'll be the top earner in the home, which is pretty freaking jamming. You know what I mean? It's like it's going from I have cushion money to I'm making some pretty significant income, so much so that I'm literally out earning the top earner in the, you know what I mean? And it's not a competition or nothing, but it provides some freedoms. She does have some kids. She does have a husband. She did used to work a job that required a lot of hours and a lot of BS that came with that, with very low pay, by the way. And she's getting to experience some things that are pretty neat. And I'm going to have her talk about, the benefits of that as well. So the person I'm talking about is Vanessa. And again, I'm going to have her hit it from two angles. You've focused on your strength. What is it? And what angle are you hitting it at? And what y'all need to take from that isn't her strength is my strength. What y'all need to take from this part of her talk is identify what the hell your strength is and focus there, even if her strength isn't your strength. Be open-minded enough and thinking enough outside the box that while you're listening to something that may or may not be your strength, let it open your mind enough to go, what is my strength and how do I explore it in a similar way that she has to produce similar results is what I want y'all to get from it. And then I just wanted to talk about how freaking BA it is to be free, kind of a thing. So with that, Vanessa, that's enough of an introduction. Oh, girl.
Well, thank you for the introduction. I don't really think I need to say anything now. Good night, guys. Have a good night. No, I guess I'll start off with, like you said, your strengths. It's kind of funny. I did talk to Rochelle this week about our strengths because unfortunately we do think, okay, we're older, just like Johnny. This is my age. This has to be my limit now. This has to be my, my block or my wall. And it really isn't. You really should use that. And for me, being a mom of two and getting to still look like, I'm going to be honest, guys. I think I look better now than I did at 19. So, and I've had two kids. So to me, that's my awesome, it's your strength. So you got to use it. So what I've been doing with that is for networking, that's what I target. That's my target audience now. I really don't focus on a lot of single women. I don't focus on men. Guys are just not something that I don't really work with a lot of guys. But for me, women, moms, that's my target audience. So what I've been doing this week is I've been trolling the pages, the mom pages. And, it's great because we do advertise, and the problem is we're all advertising the same pages now. Yep. So it kind of it gets to be too much. So what I started doing is trolling the pages. So as soon as somebody pops something and says something, I start commenting, I start adding them, I start messaging them. It's funny because I had watched this Dr. Phil show once. Yes, I love Dr. Phil. And there was a guy who was doing bodybuilding, and the thing is, Dr. Phil was like, you said you bodybuild so much in the conversation that you had with this lady, and that's kind of how you have to be like. I'm like, hey, I'm an online coach. I do this. When I go to the grocery store, if somebody gives me a comment, you look really good. Do you work out? Yes. Boom. I'm an online coach. Da, 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 da. That's all I talk about. Like, I just regurgitate it over and over and over. And it gets kind of annoying, but at the same time, nobody's going to know what you do unless you just say, that's why they have those CrossFit and vegan memes. How do you know they're a CrossFitter or vegan? They're going to tell you. So that's exactly what you need to do with the online fitness thing. Just regurgitate it to everybody. Another thing also that I was actually talking to Coach Anthony about this week, people who hit you up and never followed through. I started writing people back. Anthony just did that and set up his first, I think he said 4 first client phone calls again because they just forgot. They message you, they forget. He wrote them back. Boom. Now they're all set to come back and actually get a first client phone call with them. So that's what I've been doing as well. And networking, I was a trainer, so I actually have a lot of clients that I did train and I worked with, and they loved me. So I actually pulled 2 old clients of mine to start, working with me, as well as, we're military too, so I've been networking through that. That's really honestly what I've been doing this week, just being a troll and regurgitating, I do this over and over and over. And to touch on the whole freedom thing, like Vincent said, I was actually a bit mushy muscles the other day. So last year, we just been back for a year now in the States. We lived in Italy for the last 3 years, and we rented our house out. And oh, it's gonna make me emotional now. And right before we were coming here to move, we had new movers move into our house, and we have a house in Colorado, and it's legal now to grow pot, and we don't have a finished basement. So what had happened is these people moved into our house and put 10 grand into our basement and then refused to move. Being military, you know, my husband has a top secret clearance, and it's just not something that we wanted to be associated with. So because of that, they did a lot of damage to our house, and we had to pay mortgages for 7 months. And I worked 20 hours, you know, pretty much my husband would come home and I would leave and go work 5 hours at a gym, and I didn't even make enough money in one whole month to pay half my mortgage. So I had to kill all my savings in those 7 months to pay a mortgage, and then just now moving back to the States. So now we're paying 2 mortgages, you know. This year doing this, like, I'm now making in 1 month what one of my husband's paychecks are. And I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, coming from $250 a month to $2 grand a month is a huge thing. So being able to pay that mortgage and not even blinking an eye is awesome. And Vincent, my husband's like, I was telling him I got 7 new clients this week, and he was like, I can start retiring early. I'm like, no, not yet. I need you to give me my health insurance. We'll be good. You need retirement too. We can retire together. But I mean,
He was sure or wasn't sure at first that this was going to take off for you?
I'm going to be honest. You know, I was like, how am I going to be this good? You know, and I had a lot of doubts in the beginning, and I did really good the first month. I brought in, I think, like 6 or 7 clients. And I did good, you know, but you do have your moments where you don't do good. This month I had lost some clients, and I lost $450, and I was kind of freaking out. And I ended up making back my $450 plus an extra $500 something extra now. And my husband was like, why do you do that? Why do you only focus on recovering what you lost and not focus on recovering what you lost and then some? So that's my mentality that has changed this week, is you really should start treating your business like it's all going to go to crap tomorrow. Like tomorrow you're going to lose all your clients.
Mandy, you got that from, is that right?
Yes. Matt Mandy had said that. I mean, I don't remember when he had said this.
It's
been a while
or something. He said, like all your clients are, yeah.
Yes, and that's what my husband said to me the other day, and I was like, you know, it's very true. Matt Mundy had said that, you know, and that's how you should treat your business. And it's just like anything else. You're gonna have some goods, you're gonna have some bads. I mean, I have a goal set for myself every month of how many I want to add, but the thing is sometimes you have a really good week, sometimes you don't have a really good week, and it's just, don't get discouraged, guys. Like I said, I've had it where I've been like, great, I had 4 clients drop, you know, but just small marketing things and referrals. That's where I've been getting some of my clients too. I have now I've been very lucky. I have 4 clients who've been with me for 4 months since the beginning, and now they're at the end. So now they're going to start the reverse diet. So that means I get to keep them for another probably 2 months to reverse them back successfully. And I mean, just like Vincent said, if you take care of your clients and you're good to them, they're going to be just as good to you. I've had a lot of my clients give me referrals, and that's the great thing, because it's work I didn't do, you know, advertisement I didn't do. They're now my walking billboards. You know, they go and tell everybody. I mean, I see it everywhere. They comment on everything for me, which is great. So, but right now I'm at 17 clients, and it fluctuates. I mean, sometimes I get lucky to get 16, 17, and then it drops, and then it goes back up, and then it drops. But I mean, that's really what I've been doing this week, is just focusing on my strength and hitting people back up, trolling. I mean, I don't have nothing to do now, so I'm just like, hey, hit me up, I'll PM you, you know.
Can I ask you a question, Vanessa?
Yes.
So So how is your time, with the amount of clients that you've taken on, how is your time, Vince has stated that he's been able to actually come up with a lot more time since he's kind of consolidated everything that and reconfigured how he does his business. And how has your time been able to, has your time at all been able to been at a minimal?
Honestly, I probably work. I mean, it's stupid. I'm going to be honest. When I was working still at the gym and I was telling them that I was doing this, it was funny to me because I was like, guess what I did in my car? I just made $200 just sitting in my car. And I'm like, you got to work 10 hours to make $200 here. I'm like, isn't that awesome? And they're like, fuck yeah. So for me, like, if I look at it that way, I honestly, the whole week, maybe work 3 hours. I really don't work a lot. I do write my clients in the morning. I like to text everybody in the morning, and I'm just like, morning, have a great workout, whatever. But honestly, in a whole day, maybe an hour. If I put all the minutes together, I mean, posting, I don't really count posting so much as my workout or my work time, because it's just random, but I don't know. I mean,
So with a client load of 17 people on average, max an hour a day.
probably, honestly, on the hour, because they text me a question, I
That's
send
what
them
Aaron's
a
looking
reply.
for. That's what Aaron's looking for.
Yeah.
Works
Sorry, yeah, I know, I'm kind of like,
No. It's perfect. It's perfect. You answered it to a T, because he works full time, and what he's trying to gauge and cipher in his mind is, with me, somebody that's being full time employed, do I really have time?
Oh yeah. And honestly, the way I look at it too is, there was a quote that says, you get out of your life for something. I'm gonna have to post it now.
What you put in.
What you put in, yeah, and it's like, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. My first 4 clients, when I first started with them, that's all I had. I just had those 4. So I mean, I babied them to death because I was, I was like, I don't care. Ask me 700 questions, and I think that was another reason. I mean, I had time. So they'd write me a message and I'd write them back. And now I have my 17. So it's just, I let them know, hey, if I'm driving or I'm doing this or that, I'm not going to reply right away.
You gotta set boundaries.
Yeah.
I had a reckoning today. I actually help a guy pour 6 yards of concrete. And
it's tough. I mean, I just let them know. I let them know ahead of time. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good at replying, but if I don't reply to you, I'm driving, I'm doing something with my kids, or I'm eating and, or something, I'm doing something that I cannot reply to you, but I will get back to you. And like I said, just being open with them. I mean,
for y'all that are still working full time, as a general rule, I will let people know the expectation. Within 24 hours, I'll always reach back to you. But my response time is normally hours, not minutes. And it's because there's,
Well,
so I understand if you text your girlfriend, or if you text your hubby, or if you text anybody, they'll hit you back immediately. But for me, because of how many conversations I have going, my response time is hours, not minutes. You'll always hear back from me in 24 hours. I promise you. But
and the thing too is you do need to set limits. Because I will be honest with you, I had one girl, one of my first, that was like that. I mean, I was excited. Like I said, I didn't have anything to do, so I'd text her all day. And she's a family member of mine, and it had to get to the point where I had to tell her, okay, because we're 3 hours apart. So I'm like, at this time, your time, you can no longer text me. If you text me, I'm not going to reply. I'm going to bed. Because she would text me, and it would just go off, So you got to set your limitations. But I mean, honestly, work time, I probably hour, and then whatever I post. For me, posting doesn't feel like work. I'm just posting
2 to 4 minutes. 2 to 4 minutes. How does it feel to be free?
So
2 to 4 minutes. How does it feel to be free? That's what I want you to end on.
Me?
Yeah.
How does it feel? Like I said, that this mama can pay bills. I mean, that's the most awesomest, feeling. I mean, I had told my husband for a long time, being a stay-at-home mom, I didn't really feel like I had a purpose. I was just kind of like, I want to contribute more than just going to pay the bills with the money that you make, taking my kids here or there, but it's awesome. I do eventually want, so I'm going to say this too. I just bought the car of my dreams. Okay. So being able to afford to be like, here you go, I'm going to pay this huge payment for this truck. It's just awesome to not have to be like you said, you grow, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be all like, it's just, it's an awesome feeling to be able to contribute, but not take away, if that makes sense. I don't take away from my family, because before, when I was working those 20 hours to try to help pay the mortgage, my husband would pretty much come home, be like, here's dinner, kiss, bye. And then I'd come home, kids are in bed, and then I just come home, shower, go to bed. And for a lot of people, it's just not a great thing to have that in your relationship when you're just on opposite shifts. So it's a really great feeling. And like I said, my husband supports me a lot in it. So I don't know. It's awesome.
Safe to say it feels good.
It does. And like I said, I'm just pumped that now when things happen, the stress does no longer just fall on him. Before it was just like anything that happened, he had the stress, and I'd just be like, what can I do?
Now you can contribute.
Now I'm just like, boom, we got it. Do this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So my next goal is to eventually make enough money to buy him his Beamer.
That'd be
So,
Congratulations.
it's awesome.
What's up, Aaron?
Congratulations to all of you guys. I mean, it's just, this is so cool. And I finally get to talk to Vince again, because in the beginning, I went through that phase where he like disappeared. And I was just like, man, he was like my inspiration. He kept me going every day. And now we're back, and we're talking. So,
That's awesome.
thank you.
There, I love you, brother. All right, 3 quick points and then an announcement, and we're done. I know it's late, more so for you guys on the East Coast than anything else. The 3 quick points are this. Guys, we're building a brand. Figure out your own style. And then the only thing that you need to know with your own style is just make sure you're actually putting it out there. Don't put up, I know I say 1 post a day promoting yourself, and that is the 1 post a day challenge, but if that's all you ever put up, it's not enough. It's better than nothing, but, dominate your people's minds and learn how to be effective in doing that, and learn where to put that stuff. And know that you can grow your business at will if you do, because there's a bunch of butt kickers that have spoken tonight that are proving that. And realize that if you'll do that for however many months you need to, you can be free. It can be your full-time thing. Whatever you're doing full-time, you can let go of, and you can let go of confidently. Vanessa's working from home full-time, and she just flat out said it. I work an hour a day. Other than that, she's kicking it with her kids. She's wearing nothing but workout clothes. She goes to the gym, kicks it with her husband when she gets off work, and she's freaking free. Chris Tiemann, he keeps himself pretty busy. He's busier than a one-legged man in a fanny kicking contest, but it's just because he's so much of a freaking butt kicker that even if he has downtime, he's going to figure out a way to win every second of the day. He's just.
I'd like to talk about freedom for a second, just real quick. My sister is getting ready to have her second child. She is big as a tick. I mean, it's just ridiculous how big she is. If she does not have the baby this weekend, they're going to induce on August 3rd. It's not local to me. Do you know where I'm going to be with my daughter? Not at work. I want to be going to see my nephew get born.
You were still working, you couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. As a matter of fact, my wife wants to come. We're not sure if she's going to be able to because we don't know what day. She might be on shift.
She has to work.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, just a quick point.
I hope you don't say that to her. Think there's a tick.
Guys, like seriously, freedom is cool. I've been meaning to put up this video. I've just been waiting to be in the mood to do it. But the very fact that I don't sleep long hours at night. I'm normally a 3 to 5 hour sleeper at night. But the only way that I'm able to do that is if I get a 30-minute to hour long nap during the day. And I'm like, for real, just to have the freedom at 11 a.m. or 12:30 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. to say, screw it, I'm tired and I'm taking a nap, and being able to do it, that means more to me. But, like, for real, I'm like, I keep my house, my apartment super cold. I will point a fan at the freaking couch. My couch is comfortable as I'll get out. I got my favorite blankie. And just to be able to lay down, set a 45-minute timer and take a nap in the middle of the day and not have to worry about it before picking up my kid from school. If that's all I ever got out of freedom, it was freaking worth it. Because in the past, what I would do is I'd either find a bathroom or I would walk out to the garage and I'd go in my car and I'd take a nap because, again, I'm still a 3 to 5 hour nap sleeper. But naps in the middle of the day are cool. Hanging out with your husband and hanging out with your kids is cool. Being able to go see a delivery that you wouldn't have been able to see, it's cool. And this can provide that. That being said, I'd said we ended on this note. There is another trip coming up, and we will for darn sure schedule a trip before this trip. But the information that I got about this Billy B.A. Bad to the Bone trip that's coming up, Crystal, I hope you're listening to this because you're going to get really excited. And this is my sweetie. And so her and I, we're going to be super excited about this trip because this is our first, like, real vacation together kind of a thing, which is going to be good. Chris sent me a message from the person that's doing the booking of the cruise that's coming up next year. What are you talking about? There's a cruise next year? Oh, yeah, there's a cruise next year. I'll let Chris give you the details of where the cruise is going to be, what the dates are, and what the deposit is that you need to put down. It's only valid for this low of a rate till tomorrow, so very short timing. But I'll let Chris give you the details of it, and then I'll kind of put a bow on it if I feel that I need to. Chris, speak some details, brother, if you'd be so kind.
So most of you guys, well, at least some of you guys are already pretty well aware of the cruise situation. A lot of them aren't. Okay, well, I've got a guy who works for Carnival Cruise. He's a booking agent. And there's a cruise that my wife and I had booked for May 7th through May 14th. And it's a Western Caribbean cruise that leaves from Galveston, comes back to Galveston, and goes to Montego Bay, Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands, and Cozumel, Mexico. And it goes on the Carnival Breeze, which is, I guess, their biggest, newest ship, which they're taking down this year down to the Gulf. So we had decided that it'd be an excellent opportunity to do a little coach get-together vacation. Everybody's tan, everybody's sexy, everybody's on the beach kind of deal. We got Wi-Fi. We can still communicate with our clients. We'll be good. But I told the Carnival Cruise agent that when he had specials, things come up, let me know. And so he put me on his list, and whenever something comes up, he'll ping me and go, hey, dude, this is going on. This is the first one he's given me enough notice for me to tell you guys. So there's a deposit special going on right now. If you contact him tomorrow, it's only going to be good through tomorrow. Contact him tomorrow, and I can provide all the information and say, I want to be on this cruise. And I think the cruise booking is anywhere between, like, for two people, it's like $1,500 to $2,400 if you want a balcony room kind of thing. It's really, for two people on a 7-day cruise, it's really not bad. It's really a pretty good price. But $79 a person for your deposit, and then you can pay the rest out over the rest of the year. So if it's something that somebody wants to do, and right now is a really good time to hop on it because it's $79 to get your spot, and then you just start paying them until it gets paid off.
What dates for next year?
May 7th through May 14th.
So we have, what is it, July, about to be August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. You got 10 months to save for this 7-8 day cruise kind of a deal. You can save your spot for, what is it, 79?
$79 gets you going. Yeah, gets you your room locked in and everything. And he's going to try to put us all together. So the earlier people book, the better.
And everybody else can tune out. But baby girl, Crystal, my love, we're going on this. Deposits will be put down tomorrow. Oh, it's happening. It'll be good.
I can do it tomorrow.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, we're already going to start booking spots. This will be sweet. And I'm excited about it. I mean, hanging out here in Texas City was cool. I think hanging out on the cruise ship's going to be cool. So, yeah, that's just my opinion, kind of a thing.
Say hi to everybody.
Oh, my gosh, that's the first time I've ever seen your little one. Wow.
It's Dante.
Wow. What was his name?
Dante.
Dante, come back in the picture, buddy. Where you at? Hey, what's up, big guy? Wow. Now, y'all are West Coast, so I guess it's not his bedtime yet, but it will be his bedtime soon. So.
It's only 8:15.
Well, cool deal. For those of y'all that shared tonight, I appreciate y'all sharing. Hopefully y'all got some value out of this. This will be uploaded to YouTube. I'm excited about the cruise that's coming. And if y'all want the contact information, we'll put it out in the All-Star group or the coaching group to make sure that everybody has access to Chris's booking agent. If anybody does want to book early, if they're for sure that they're going to go. From what I hear, normally to put down a deposit, it's a pretty large deposit kind of a thing. The fact that he's saying you can put down a deposit for $79, which if you didn't end up going for whatever reason, you're only out $79. It's not a big deal. From what I hear, normally when you put down a deposit, it's a pretty significant deposit. So I got pretty excited whenever he sent that to me because I was like, it's like dirt cheap to put down a deposit for a cruise. So
is that like an insurance thing? So if you end up not going, you lose only that 79?
You'll have to talk to him about the details. They have insurance kind of deal that you buy that it covers everything. And when I say like $2,400, that includes insurance tips, all that good stuff.
Okay.
That price.
Well, we've taken a cruise. The only problem for us is we don't know. Like my husband can't plan it that far in advance with the military. Yeah, because sometimes
well, you can always.
We can also be moving. We're trying to get out of Georgia.
Well, they also, I know they'll let you change the person out too.
Okay.
So I know you have to. I think it's like a $25 or $50 fee or something to change the person.
Okay. Well, maybe me and Jardine can just go together.
This is true.
Yeah, I think they'll even do like 3 people to a room, 3 bed.
Okay.
So you have to talk to the guy and see what all can be done.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna put all that info up?
Yeah, we'll put that out. Before we close it out, we're introducing the newest member to the family, and we'll close. Guys, for those of y'all that are excited about the cruise, I'm excited about the cruise. We'll put out the information about how to book for the cruise tomorrow, which will be good. But before we close this out, 10:18 our time, we got Amanda Bogus that was just able to join us. She is the newest coach on the team alongside Aaron Lemire. Amanda, who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? What are you excited about? All that kind of stuff, my friend. And I'm so excited that you got to jump out at the end. That is awesome. Let us know who you are, girl.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Amanda. I started my fitness journey in 2010. And I lost over 40 pounds.
You're a mommy?
Deathly ill, and it was like life or death. I needed to do something, so I started exercising, and it changed my life. And then I started eating right, and I have all the energy in the world, and I'm a former state Taekwondo champion. I'm a nationally qualified NPC competitor. And I'm excited about fitness and teaching people how to live right.
You're a mommy, is that correct?
I have 3 boys.
Awesome stuff. You're also a competitor, yeah?
Yep.
Mommy of 3 and yet still a competitor.
And I'm 40 years old.
That's pretty Billy BA, which is awesome. Well, cool deal. You kind of missed tonight, but you didn't. This is all recorded, and we're going to upload it to YouTube, so anything you missed, you'll be able to hear. But I could not be more excited about you and Aaron coming on board the team, partnering together. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, y'all are going to help a tremendous amount of people, and it's going to be good. So welcome to the family, Amanda.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Guys, gals, I know it's late. I love y'all. I'm saying goodnight to you, but I always do this. I kind of walk away, let y'all have a chance to say goodnight to each other. Some people like to hang back and talk for a while. Some people are like, it's time to...
I'm still trying here. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I love you guys. If you got kids that you got to put down, if y'all got to run. If y'all want to stay up and talk. You don't got to go home. You are allowed to stay here. And with that, I love you guys. And if anybody's still back on in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'll join you. If not, sweet dreams. Good night. Thank you for an incredible meeting. I love you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.